Last night, how many hours did you actually sleep? Not the time you went to bed. Not the time you turned off the lights. Real sleep. Because your brain can survive a bad meal. It can tolerate stress. It can even recover from a tiring day. But what it cannot function without is sleep. And here's the disturbing truth. Many people think they slept, but their brain never rested. They wake up tired. They forget small things. They struggle to focus. They blame age. But often the real damage is happening silently every night. Poor sleep does not just make you feel tired. It changes your brain structure, weakens memory formation, increases inflammation, and over time accelerates cognitive decline. Tonight's sleep determines tomorrow's brain. And if your sleep is broken for months or years, your brain slowly pays the price. Your brain is not inactive when you sleep. In fact, it becomes more active in specific ways. During deep sleep, your brain enters maintenance mode. Cells shrink slightly to open space between them. Fluid begins to flow through brain tissue. This fluid washes away waste products built up during the day. Think of it like a cleaning system. All day long, your brain produces metabolic waste, damaged proteins, toxins, and byproducts of normal activity. If these are not cleared efficiently, they accumulate. Over time, accumulation interferes with communication between neurons. That interference appears as brain fog, slow thinking, and forgetfulness. One of the key waste proteins cleared during deep sleep is beta-amyloid. This protein has been strongly linked with memory decline when it builds up. When sleep is short or fragmented, cleaning is incomplete. And the next day, your brain starts slightly dirtier than before. Now imagine this happening not once, but every night for years. Memory formation also depends on sleep. When you learn something during the day, it is not stored permanently right away. It first stays in a temporary holding area, the hippocampus. During deep sleep, the brain replays and transfers this information into long-term storage in the cortex. Without deep sleep, that transfer weakens. You may hear something, understand it, even repeat it, but the next day it's gone. Not because your brain cannot remember, because it never got the chance to store it properly. This is why sleep deprivation often feels like memory loss. Sleep also regulates emotional stability. The amygdala, your emotional center, becomes more reactive when sleep deprived. Small problems feel overwhelming. Patience drops. Stress tolerance decreases. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making area, becomes less active. So you react more emotionally and think less clearly. This combination explains why tired people make worse decisions. Not weaker willpower. Biological imbalance. Chronic poor sleep increases inflammation. Inflammation damages blood vessels supplying the brain. Reduced circulation means less oxygen delivery. Less oxygen means slower processing speed. This is why chronic sleep deprivation often feels like mental aging. Your brain is functioning in a low-energy state. Blood sugar regulation is also affected. Sleep loss reduces insulin sensitivity. Glucose becomes harder to use efficiently. Your brain relies heavily on stable glucose supply. When unstable, focus and attention fluctuate dramatically. This leads to cravings, fatigue, and poor concentration the next day. Then caffeine is used to compensate. Then sleep becomes lighter again. The cycle repeats. Another overlooked effect is hormone balance. During deep sleep, growth hormone is released. This hormone repairs tissues and supports neuron health. Without enough deep sleep, recovery slows. Over time, neural connections weaken. This contributes to slower thinking and reduced cognitive endurance. Now here's what surprises many people. You cannot fully compensate for poor sleep with naps or weekend recovery. Partial recovery happens, but the brain's cleaning cycle works best with consistent nightly rhythm. Irregular schedules confuse circadian timing. Consistency is more important than occasional long sleep. Let's talk about what destroys sleep quality. Late-night screens are a major factor. Blue light suppresses melatonin release. Melatonin signals the brain that it's night. Without it, your brain delays deep sleep entry. You may still sleep, but lighter. Fragmented sleep feels long but restores less. Caffeine late in the day also reduces deep sleep duration. Even if you fall asleep easily, sleep architecture changes. Alcohol has similar effects. It sedates but reduces restorative phases. Now imagine two individuals. One sleeps 6 interrupted hours nightly. The other sleeps 7.5 consistent hours. After 1 week, small difference. After 10 years, significant difference in memory resilience, focus, and emotional stability. Brain aging speed changes. Not dramatically overnight. Gradually. Predictably. So how do you protect your brain through sleep? First, protect schedule consistency. Sleep and wake times within the same hour daily stabilize circadian rhythm. Second, reduce light exposure before bed. Dim lights signal the brain to prepare for recovery mode. Third, keep the room cool. Lower temperature supports deeper sleep stages. Fourth, avoid heavy mental stimulation before sleep. Your brain needs transition time. Fifth, morning sunlight exposure strengthens nighttime sleep quality. Light in the morning sets the internal clock. Darkness at night completes it. Good sleep is not passive. It is active brain protection. You are not wasting time sleeping. You are preserving memory, emotional stability, and cognitive speed. The brain you have tomorrow depends on the sleep you get tonight. Every night is a reset opportunity. Miss enough resets, and performance slowly declines. Protect enough resets, and clarity stays sharp longer than expected. If you care about your memory, your focus, and your long-term brain health, treat sleep as seriously as nutrition. Because your brain can recover from many things, but it cannot repair what it never gets time to fix. Tonight, give it that time, your future mind depends on it.